Hey guys, I had a bit of a revelation today that led me to other revelations that led me to want to talk to you about this shit. So, and there's gonna be some like non revelation, just like explaining my life kind of shit going on. The first revelation that spurred this whole video was that as a teen slash young adult, am I like, I would say from 18 to 28. I'm older than that. From 18 to 28, I really thought I wanted to move to New York. I really thought I would enjoy it. I think I still would enjoy it, but I think my priorities have shifted a little bit. Like, I'm a little bit tired of the world. I don't want to be surrounded by it as much, and that sounds like a dumb thing to say, but what I mean is people. I don't want to be surrounded by people as much as I used to because I have to work with them every day, and they're sometimes infuriating. So when I was a kid, when I was younger, I just wanted to move to New York and be with all the people, and like I still like aspects about it because it has all the like the cool shit that I like. It has cool stores that I would want to go to and cool exhibits that I would want to go to and stuff like that. But now that I am a little bit more like world weary, I guess would be a term to use. I just want to fucking move away to the mountains and never talk to anybody again. Just live in my cabin and have like 5 people come visit on occasion with like books and a dog and like the internet and movies, and that's about it. And that was like the big revelation because my coworker, who is I think about middle aged or over. I don't want to guess her age because I could be wrong. That could be fucking insulting. So middle aged or over, like close to retirement age. I think. I think she wants to retire if she could. Um, and she was like, "Yeah, I hear ya. I don't want to do this shit anymore. I just want to move out to the cabin in the woods too, and like just read books and be with my cat and whatever." And it was it was at that point that I was like, I no longer have like a young, let's go get 'em, go out into the world, just like mingle amongst all the people point of view. I'm tired of fucking shit. I'm tired of people. I just want to go be alone for a while. That's partially because I'm an introvert and I've always just wanted to be alone. Like right now, I could be with like somebody having fun, but instead I'm here alone talking to a camera. So that was like the original like, oh, things have changed for me because I used to go to the city a lot. I used to go to New York City a lot and like see concerts and go to museums and go shopping at like cool places that you don't have around here, and like go to the park and just like see shit because there's a lot of shit happening there, and just like I still have a lot of love for New York City, but I think if I was gonna move, I think I would move to somewhere that's adjacent, and so that I can get there easily, but still have like privacy and like not as much hubbub, hustle, bustle, or whatever. I guess I don't know. So that was the original thought, which has then moved me to my second thought. When I was a kid, I liked my peers and stuff, but I did not like kids younger than me. I was like, they're just screaming around and like poop, and who wants a kid? I don't ever want to have a kid. Like, that doesn't sound like fun to me. So like that lasted. I was a teenager. I was like, I never want to have a kid. And my like mom and my grandmother and my aunts and all my uncles and stuff, they'd be like, you'll change your mind one day. Like even my teachers would be like, one day you'll fall in love and blah 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 blah. And I was like, I don't want to have a kid. Guess what? I don't get married either. That shit does not like work out for a lot of people. Why would I want to do that? And I kept that way of thinking for a long ass time. And I think like any girl, I kind of planned like, hey, if I did have a wedding, this is what I wanted it to be like. But in reality, I'm like, nah, man, I could just have a party and have it be like that because I don't want to get married. And I still honestly, I don't want to get married, and I still honestly don't want to have kids. But here's the thing that's changed. Even like a kid being there, I'd be like, I hope it doesn't start screaming. Now I'm like, yeah, I hope it doesn't start screaming because multiple reasons. Like, I hope they're okay. Maybe they need something. Also, it kind of gives me a headache. But now I'm like, oh, look at that cute baby. They're so cute. I just want to hold them and pinch their cheeks and they're like, are they so cute? Whereas in the past, I was like, babies suck. So that point of view has changed where like I don't want to care for a baby. I don't want to have my own baby. I probably don't even want to babysit. However, I now can appreciate that babies are cute. That's like, those are some dumb revelations because most people already are like, yeah, babies are cute. And I know where I want to live and I don't know. I have so many notes here. Oh, and the other thing, like my parents and whoever would say, oh, you'll have kids and you'll get married and blah 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 blah. And like I said, I don't want that. But when I was younger, I always thought I'd at least want to like date somebody and like have a relationship and just have like one of those like cool movie relationships where you just live together and you're like everything's cool. I have come to the realization I don't want a fucking relationship. I just want to be by myself with some friends and some family and like an animal, like my dog or something. And I'm cool. Like I don't need a boyfriend or like if I was lesbian or bisexual or whatever. Like I don't need another human being to fill like that capacity. Especially the last couple of years with like when I was a kid, asexual, like, that wasn't a thing that I knew about. Nobody talked about it. And I didn't know what, like, demisexual was and all that kind of stuff. And demi-romantic and aromantic. And I'm coming to think that maybe I'm, like, a little bit that. Because I don't want to touch another human. I don't really want to touch another human in that way. Like, I'm down for it if it was somebody that's special to me. But I don't want to, like, have hookups. I'm not, like, really craving a boyfriend. Like, that's like the very basement bottom of my priority list. I'd rather just fucking chill. I don't know if it's because I just don't have the energy to commit to another human being. Like I've had boyfriends in the past. They're like, it's fine, it's great, whatever, but it's a lot of work and sometimes you just want to sit on a fucking couch and watch some fucking TV and maybe it's not sports or maybe it's not that movie that they like. Maybe you just want some fucking time to yourself and like in relationships sometimes you just don't get that. I am like I'd rather hang out with myself, I guess. Like I can entertain myself. I know what I like to watch. I know myself, so why wouldn't I want to hang out with myself? Because I'm not going to argue to watch something dumb or like whatever. Like I'm cool to just hang. I think it also comes partially from being an only child. I didn't have any brothers or sisters, so I didn't have to have that like relationship of like, okay, I love you, so I guess I'll watch some fucking football, or I love you, so I guess we'll play this stupid game that I don't want to play. Like it was me time all the time. Like my parents wanted to watch TV that I didn't want to watch. I would just go to my room and play and have my fun, happy imagination time and just like la la la. And I still have that like happy, fun imagination time like all the time. Like maybe too much for a grown human being, because like even at work, if I'm doing like a menial task that and would bore anybody else, like let's get our imaginations out and like I'll think of some way to like make it fun. I'll make it a game and then I'll like fucking did that in 5 seconds. Guess now I can do something else and have more fun. That's just the way I live. Like even if I'm just chilling, my imagination is constantly going, and this is a good and a bad thing. Like I can survive by myself without another human because my brain will be like thinking of ways to like substitute human interaction. Like not forever. I want to still talk to my friends and my family and stuff, but like for a good portion of time I can be like chill by myself. And what's I gonna say? Shit. Oh, I was gonna talk about like when I did have like a boyfriend or like would go on a date or something. A lot of times I wasn't like I don't know. I've never been the kind of girl that was like, hey, let's go on a date. I'm like, yeah, okay. Like I've always wanted to have like a relationship with someone first, like a friendship with somebody first before jumping into anything romantic, which means it's a slower build up, which means the other person is probably not fucking interested because they want to have someone who wants to have a relationship now, who wants to do things now. And I'm like, let's wait and see how things go kind of person. That's why like I can never be on dating apps because I'm like, I don't really want to fucking you know, see your dick right now. Let's build a friendship and maybe in 5 years we can date. Like, who wants to do that? Just me, I think. I talk so fast and I'm so sorry if you can't understand me. This is just like the rate my brain turns out crap. I was gonna say about like dates and stuff. I have only ever had one like serious boyfriend, and that was only like a very short-lived relationship. And what happened there was he had a girlfriend when we met, and I was not interested. And then we became very close friends, like I want to do. If I ever get another boyfriend, I would be very close friends first. We talked like every day, and like we got each other's humor and whatever. And then he was like, well, I broke up with her, and will you go out with me? And I was like, I don't know, that's like weird timing, and I have like issues and stuff. And he was like, he kept pursuing me, and then finally I was like, all right, whatever, we'll give it a shot. And it was like a very tumultuous relationship where he would pursue me, and when I was like ready, he'd be like, no, I don't want to do it. And then when I was like, okay, whatever, he'd be like, no, I want to do it. And then we would like go out on a date, and it was fine, but we live very far away, so it wasn't exactly practical. Like, I don't have a car, so I can't come to you, and you don't want to drive 2 hours to see me, so how is this gonna work? So like we had a couple of dates, but we mostly just talked every day. I would say we had more of a friendship with like the occasional romantic aspect into things. But I guess I did love him because I don't know, because I never fucking loved anybody like that before, so I really don't know if I loved him or not. I think I did. I definitely had feelings for him. I don't know, it's weird to think of that because everybody else my age has already either married or had like a bajillion relationships, and I'm over here just like, no, I'm cool. Like on occasion I'm like, it would be nice to have a person to cuddle with, but you can have a fucking friend and cuddle with your friend, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can have a cuddle buddy friend where you just like get together and you're like, let's watch a movie, let's cuddle into the blankets and just like be warm together, and it doesn't have to be sexual or romantic at all. It could just be like friends chilling out. So I never saw the point of having a boyfriend, and I know that's very like not a thing that society understands, because most of society is like, you know, driven by let's fall in love, let's get married, let's have children, let's do the thing that people do. So I've also gone on I'm such an awkward human being, so I've gone out on dates that have been terrible. Like the one time I was on this dating app and I talked to this guy for like maybe 6 months before we dated, and I went out on a date and I was so into him, and he would text me and be like, and like I loved that aspect of our relationship, just talking to each other. And then when we finally met, again, it was a long distance thing. He lived in Delaware and I lived where I live, and we decided to meet in Philadelphia because it's like kind of halfway point. I think I don't know, but I was comfortable with Philadelphia because I always had gone to Philadelphia. It's like several hours away from me, but I guess it was for him too. So I took the bus there. I think he took the bus there too. And then I was expecting like, let's get dinner, let's go to a bar, let's like do something fun. I have high heels and a dress, and I don't want to fucking walk around Philly all day. It was July 29th. It was like a hot ass day in July, and he got there and he was in like, I didn't judge by what he wore. He looked cute. He was in like, I don't want to say athleisure wear because that's a cringy word for me, but it's like just like khaki shorts, I guess, and like a t-shirt, like a long sleeve t-shirt or whatever. I was like, hey, what do you want to do? And he was like, I don't know. And I was like, well, this great restaurant is right here, like where we met. And I was like, do you want to go to this restaurant? And he was like, no, I ate on the train. Or, oh, he took a train, and that's right. He's like, I ate on the train. I'm like, okay, what do you want to do? And he's like, I don't know, you planned this date. And I was like, I just suggested a place to meet. I didn't fucking plan anything. So I was like, all right, do you want to walk around South Street? Because there's a lot of cool shops that you can go into and like weird people to see and stuff like that, and like art stuff. And so he was like, yeah, sure. So I'm thinking like a nice leisurely stroll, because again, I'm in fucking heels and a skirt, and he's like booking it, and I'm like, this is July, I'm not skinny, I'm not athletic, I'm again in heels and a dress, and this is not going to go well. So we get to whatever like metro station is there, and I'm sweating balls. My hair is like sweated down to my face. I've probably got pit stains. I'm like probably chafing like in my legs, like, you know, girls, if you have that chub rub or whatever you want to call it, like where your legs chafe when they get like hot and sweaty and gross. It wasn't good. And I kept saying, oh, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry. He's like, oh, it's okay. Like, I think he was probably chill with it, but he also really didn't want to talk, which I understand because I'm awkward and I don't want to talk, which made it worse because I didn't want to be the only person talking. Like, for what I'm doing right now, for like, how annoying is it to go on a date with a girl and she's like, "Bup, bup, 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 bup," and you don't say anything. But it's not because I didn't want him to say anything. I kept asking him questions and stuff, and he would just give me like really short answers without a whole lot of feeling behind them. And at one point we walked by a Dick Blick art supply and I was like, oh, can we go in there? I love art, I love drawing, I love whatever. Can we, like, he was like, yeah, sure, whatever. So I'm trying to get any information about himself out there. Like, keep in mind, over the course of the whatever, like 6 months that we talked, he was very open and very, like, he was just like himself. On this date, he was very closed down. I don't know if he was disappointed in like what I look like, or if he was just like not feeling it, or if he was like awkward in person like I am, or what the problem was. But I was like, so what do you like? Like, I like art and stuff. What do you like to do? And he was like, oh, I don't know. I go to work and I come home and I play video games. And I was like, that's cool. I like video games. Like what games do you like? He's like, I don't know, like whatever. Like, well, what else do you have, like hobbies and stuff? He's like, and I can almost say for verbatim, he said, oh, I don't really have any passion. And I'm like, okay, I'm passionate about a lot of things. This date is practically over. Let's just, like, can you walk me back to where we met and you can go back through to the, like, metro station and I can just, like, wait for my friend to come and hang out with me. And so we walk back and we sit down in this bar that I'm very, very, very familiar with. It's the place that I always went when I went into Philly in that like time of my life. And I had people that I knew there that like tended the bar, that booked like the bands that were there. They were like second family kind of. So if I felt or looked uncomfortable, I would have someone come over to me and be like, you okay? And that did happen. That did happen when I was sitting there with him talking. And I was like, I was trying to talk to him and he just didn't want to talk. And I was like, this guy doesn't have any passion about his life. How is he going to have any passion about mine? So I was like, what time does your train come? And he was like, whatever, like 6 o'clock. And he was like, maybe you should get going. I feel like such a bitch. But, like, this isn't going to happen. I'm thinking that you are not attracted to me at all, and like I'm not attracted to your not passion whatever, so this clearly isn't working. He looked like a little bit disappointed, but I was like, do you want me to walk you back? And he's like, no, it's okay, I can go. And we never fucking spoke again because I like he barely talked. We just like walked silently for a lot of the time, and like it wasn't a comfortable silence. Like, if you know somebody and you walk silently, like, it's fine because you know them. You don't have to fill the silence. But when you're trying to get to know somebody, you gotta fill the silence a little bit. Maybe not the entire time, but at least a little bit. So that was one bad date. And then I went out with another guy that I had been talking to for a long time, who happened to be friends of the one serious that I ever had. Man, I sound like a stone cold bitch, but I didn't mean it like that. I just was like interested in the guy. Like, I wasn't at first, but then we talked like every day and I thought he was like really cool. So we met to go to the Hunger Games, which is more my speed because I don't fucking walk around like for sport. Like, I don't walk around the entire city of Philadelphia in a dress and heels. So that was fine. We went to a restaurant first, but now I was the awkward one not talking, and like I don't know, it was weird because this time he was the one who had all these like passionate things to say, like about this comic book that he was working on and his job and this and that and the other thing, and it was cool, but I had no input to give to him. Like, I would have loved more than anything to be able to be like, oh, that's cool, I relate, da 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 da. I was not good at talking to people, so it was kind of ludicrous that I was out on a date in the first place. I have not been out on a lot in my whole life because I either turn the guy down, laugh in their face because I think they're making fun of me, or I'm just like, this is gonna be too awkward. So no, I can't awkward anymore because I'm awkward all the time, but I can't awkward in front of a guy anymore because it's just too embarrassing. And so he talked about like all of his activities and passions and this and that, and I tried to like contribute to conversation, but I couldn't, like, I could relate to some of the things that he was saying, but we weren't super compatible, I guess. Like, we had great conversations, but we weren't like super like, we never like hung out after that. We weren't like that kind of compatible. The movie was great. We had a good night. And by the way, probably like one of the reasons that I was really awkward and not talky is he was over 4 hours late for this fucking date. So I feel like I probably had enough time to stew. And I still went on it because he was coming again from out of town. What is it with me and like long distance guys? Also, any other guy that I've ever been interested in has either been long distance, married, in a relationship, or gay, and I didn't fucking know any of those things. Like, the one guy was married and long distance. I had no fucking clue he was married. I thought he kind of liked me, but maybe he didn't. Maybe he was just using me. I don't know. Like, nothing ever happened. But then when I found out he was married, I was like, this is a kind of sex that I didn't expect to feel today. So those have been like the worst dates. I did go on a couple of good dates, and I don't think it would be fair to the one guy that I dated to leave that part out of this, since and I never finished saying that. So we had the back and forth, like, he wanted me, then he didn't want me, then he wanted me, then he didn't want me. We dated for a little while, and then one of the dates, he was really nice. He took me, it was like winter time, he took me to this like light show, and we got hot cocoa, and we cuddled and went back to his house and had like a nice night, and it was really fun. And we like went to a couple concerts and stuff together, and it was always like a fun time when I was with him. That wasn't the problem. We went to see Harry Potter together. Like, it wasn't a shortage of like fun or good conversation or anything like that. There were other issues that we had, aside from like the he wanted me, he didn't want me, he didn't want me, he did want me, he didn't want me, blah blah blah, back and forth, back and forth. He wanted me to move for him like a couple weeks into the relationship, and I was like, I don't know, maybe. And then he got mad at me because I didn't want to move. And then I told him my friends were going to come and kidnap me. Then he was like, well, you can't hang out with him anymore. And I was like, that's not going to happen. And I started crying because I'm such an emotional awkward wreck. And but they were good nights, and they're good times and stuff at concerts and like cuddling and whatever. And yeah, it just wasn't meant to be, because the last date that we had, we were supposed to be on a date with each other. We came separately, met in the middle. I came with friends. He came alone, and he came as I was like kind of leaving, but I was coming back in, and I was like, I gotta go take my friend out to her car because it was like a shady spot. I didn't want her to walk to her car alone. So it was New Year's Eve. It was like he had just met my family for Christmas. It was the first time I've ever introduced the guy to my family. It was a really busy night, and we couldn't get back into the club from the back entrance. And then we went back into the front entrance. We couldn't like push our way through to him. And also the friend that I went outside with like was talking to other friends, and she didn't want to go back in. So I was like texting him like, hey, I'm stuck outside, whatever, thinking like he would come and get me. I guess I should have been clearer, but I thought I was being clear. And so he was like, I can't believe you would do this. I drove here to see you, blah, 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 blah. Maybe I should have mentioned that he also told me prior to coming that his ex-girlfriend and her daughter were going to come, that he was going to spend time with them and act like he didn't know me because he didn't want his ex-girlfriend's daughter, who was an adult, to know about me. That's not shady at all. So I finally get back in after braving it alone and being attacked by a guy, almost like having like my bag ripped off me. I don't know if he was trying to steal from me or kill me or whatever. I finally make it back in, and he's walking through with his fucking ex-girlfriend and his ex-girlfriend's daughter, and I walk through and I'm just like, heartbroken, and I'm like crying, and I'm a fucking mess, and I'm in uncomfortable ass heels, and I just decided I'm gonna sit on the floor. And my one friend was trying to like get more cozy with this guy that she really liked, and my other friend was having a good time with like some of her people, and I was like I just want to like sit here and cry. And my other friend that was like just like hanging out with her friends was like, do you want to go? And I was like, no, I'm okay. And she was like, no, do you want to go? Because me and this other girl that we're with want to go. And I was like, oh, well, if you guys want to go, sure. So this other girl that was trying to get like a better, I don't want to say a better relationship. She was trying to hang out with this guy that she liked, and I think that liked her, because they didn't get to see her. Because again, she was like a long distance. He was a long distance for each other. Because why the fuck do we do this to ourselves? And she was disappointed because she wanted to talk to him, and I was like, I wasn't even the one who said I wanted to leave. So I ended up spending the rest of the night in the pizzeria with the other girl who wanted to leave, and just like being like, fuck everybody. Getting drunk and eating pizza and making really good friends with like a couple other really cool people, and being like, fuck this, and we're like whatever, and like I don't know, just being angsty as fuck. And then like the next day I got a text message from him saying, we need to talk, when I got off of work. And I said, no, I'm not we need to talk later kind of person. Like, we need to talk now, or you need to not say anything in the first place. So he called me and he was like, last night I went home and I kissed my ex-girlfriend and we like made out a little bit. And I was like, okay, well, we're broken up. And then like a week later he was like, oh, I'm really sorry, please like give me another chance, whatever. And I was like, my 2 rules in life for like men, if I'm gonna go out with somebody, you're not a cheater and you're not a beater. I don't want you to abuse me and I don't want you to cheat on me. Those are my 2 rules. I don't think they're that fucking hard to abide by. But against my better judgment, I was like, okay, well, like, give it a trial run. And then like a week later, he called me and he was like, I don't think we should do this, blah, 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 blah. I was like, man, you got to get your shit together because I'm not going to give you any more chances. So it was like Valentine's Day, not Valentine's Day, it was like maybe a month before Valentine's Day, and I bought him a Valentine's Day card that I still have somewhere, I think. And he calls me while I'm fucking at the store buying it, and he's like, we need to break up, I'm gonna get back together with whoever. And I'm like, why the fuck do I even try? Like, I feel like I was a good girlfriend to you. I feel like I listened to your shit. I feel like I also got really sick during this point in time. So like we couldn't see each other because I was in the hospital. So I feel like for the most part I was a good girlfriend to you. I let you meet my parents even though I did not want to, because you're my first fucking like serious boyfriend. And we had only been together for a couple of months. Like, I wanted to keep you under the fucking radar until we were like sure about each other. But you forced your way into my family's Christmas. My family all really liked you, and then like less than a week later, you're like, I like probably fucked my ex-girlfriend. I'm so sorry. And like, this is why I don't date people. Like Bose from Smosh Games would say, I don't date people. And this is why, because it's not worth the heartbreak. It's not worth the awkwardness of like the first initial encounter. It's not worth the heartbreak of like all the turmoil back and forth and breaking up and all that shit. It's not worth like having the possibility of you cheating on me, or you like deciding you can hit me, or being a dick to me. Like, I just rather would hang out with myself because I think I'm funny. Even if nobody else in the world does, I think I'm funny. I can entertain myself. And this video became very different from what I originally set out to be. But also I've had a lot of people along the way be like, oh, you're such like a whatever, like a nice girl or a pretty girl or this girl or that girl, whatever kind of girl you think I am. Why don't you have a boyfriend? And I'm like, because I don't fucking want one, man. I got a lot of issues. I got like a lot of baggage. Like, TSA couldn't handle this shit. Like, I've got a lot of baggage when it comes to like trust, and like just trust is a main one. But I've built up a wall so I didn't have to talk to people because I'm awkward, and I like I just don't know what to say. I can't talk. I have issues with being intimate with you real quick. Like, we can hug and kiss and stuff, but I don't want to fuck you for like a while until I know you're worth it. So all those things pretty much add up to Either people don't want to date me or I don't think they're worth the fucking struggle. So that's that part of like this video, why I don't date people. Because plenty of people have been like, you'll change your mind. I'm like, no, I fucking won't. I really fucking won't. It would take a really special person for me to change my mind and like even give them a shot and be like, oh, I'm in love now. I'm going to get married. It's probably not going to happen ever. Like if it does, I'll let it happen. But I am not waiting for it. I am not looking for it. I'm just like, if it happens, it happens. But fuck it. Like it probably isn't going to, because I have all these walls built up around me and I don't feel like tearing them down. That's too much fucking work, you know what I mean? Like I'm happy with my friends and family. I'm happy with my life. I don't need that component of my life to make me happy. I'm fulfilled within myself, you know what I'm saying? So, thank you for letting me rant. I didn't expect this to be a rant, but thank you for letting me fast talk at you about like things that have changed in my life and my shitty boyfriends and dates and like that kind of stuff. So, maybe I'll make another video soon. I don't know. This was maybe too weird. Maybe I just need to call it quits. I don't know. I'll see you later. Bye.